Hello everyone, this is Nurse Bukola Daniel and you're welcome to Aspire Nurse's YouTube channel. Today I have a friend, a colleague, my gist partner at work here with me. She's an Irish Ugandan queen. Her name is Nurse BRENDAH. So today I'll be discussing, just having a chat with Nurse BRENDAH about our experience right from Uganda into Ireland and how it all went. So stay tuned while we enjoy a cup of lemonade and discuss. You're welcome back. Now, Nurse BRENDAH.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
So what was it like coming into Ireland? Like when did you start the process and how was the process for you?
Well, I'll say it's been quite a journey. Going back, coming to Ireland wasn't actually the plan.
Oh, okay.
But as things went on, tables turned. UK was the initial plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to go to the Queen
everybody wants
country.
to go to UK.
Yeah.
And that was 2019. But how did I end up here? The English test.
Oh my God, the almighty English test again.
The English test.
That's serious.
So you know how it is. UK is it the 1777 and 6.5 in writing, something like that.
Yeah.
So I kept I scored the overall that they wanted, but now this time round the 6.5 I had was in listening instead of writing. So that wasn't accepted. I had to redo the English test. When I redid the English test, same thing. I wasn't targeting. It was mainly listening that was my problem, and I wasn't targeting the wrong thing. But then Ireland did not come to my mind actually. I kept telling myself, I'm gonna try for UK, I'm gonna try for UK. And when I sat for this test that second time, and I had an overall of 7.5, and I still didn't make it in the listening. That's when my dad told me, listen, is it just UK in Europe that you can go to? How about we look,
other countries?
I didn't actually buy it at all, but he still went ahead and went online and saw all these things, and guess what? The scores that I had were accepted in Ireland then. There's now a change which is actually more flexible for you people. And now that is when I go to the NMBI, start whatever we had to do, the process. And then they asked me for they asked for that number, is it
TRF?
TRF number. I get it in, they accept it, I pay for the application pack, they send me the whole registration pack, then I start my process. Now, it's not just saying starting the process today or this week and next week it's done. It was a whole 1.5 years of waiting. COVID comes in, and then you're like, oh my God, is this really going to go through? NMBI became very, very slow because they kept saying they're working from home. At first they said 90 working days. Do you know what 90? If you calculated how long 90 working
days, 90 working days is actually a long time.
It's a long time, but this time it was beyond the 90 working days.
I think I have the same experience.
They'll just keep telling us to be patient, to be patient, to be patient. Well, patience pays.
Yeah, now you're here.
Now I'm here, and now getting the decision letter is not the end of the journey. It's actually like the beginning, and you really have to be patient because it's now you've jumped one hurdle, you have other hurdles ahead of you to get here.
That's true.
So the decision letter is out. What are you going to use it for? You have 1 year to put it to
job.
Yeah. And so you have to start the search immediately. And guess what? Still that same person, my dad.
Oh my God, your dad is such a wonderful man. Shout out to daddy.
He really wanted this for me.
Oh my God.
So he goes online looking for agents, and the first one he landed on was services. And he's like, I'm going with this. He printed everything to do with services. So I contact services. via email. They take some time to respond. That time they were a bit inefficient. I don't know, I think it was because of the working from home and all.
Okay.
Then finally they respond to me, and then I'm going to tell you this, I'm not going to hide it from you because you might encounter it, but you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
The first person that I contacted in services was rude.
Oh my God.
Rude.
Brenda, you're just saying it as feeling it as it is.
I know, because I don't want somebody else to experience it, and then they start, just be ready for anything. At the end of the day, you know your goal.
Yes.
Success is not a straight road. You're going to meet all these things.
Yeah, lots of bumps and
because sometimes if it's also too straight, it's too good to be true.
Yes.
So some of these things are here to demoralize you, the distractions and all. Me, I'm a Christian, and when there is something good, the devil is always, waiting to get into the way. So I kept telling myself, this is the devil.
So I must keep pushing, no matter what. Yeah.
So this person just responded to me and told me, hi, I cannot help you if we don't have your CV. I was like, okay, couldn't this person like maybe say, oh hi, thank you for contacting us. Maybe we'll start from here. Can you get us your CV and all? Now I had to really make my CV look good. Guys, make your CVs look good, but make sure everything you put in your CV, you have it in here.
Yeah, that's
just in case you're asked at the interviews. Yeah. You might not have some of the experiences they are looking for. You cannot know everything.
Yeah.
That shouldn't let you feel like you're not enough or you're not good for this. Put it in there. There are things you learn on job, but it's the confidence that you wear when you go in there. So I had my CV done, convinced them. I sat for a week. Every day I would do something. Compiled it, put it in. Don't waste a lot of time, because 1 year seems a lot, but it's too small for that decision later, because the whole process of even getting you a job is long. So I put in my CV, and guess what? God was like so good. Like after like 2 weeks, they called me up. Yeah, they called me up. Like, okay, we've accepted you. Your CV looks good. They sent me, that application form. Oh my God, you really need. This is where the English part comes in.
Oh my God.
Because they're going to ask you to write your experience, and it's like in form of an essay telling you how you've demonstrated certain things, like maybe time management, how you've resolved conflicts and all. I did all that without any help, like, because from my country I only knew me.
Yeah,
it's not like I would
Irishness from Uganda.
It's not like I would go to someone. Oh, there is a group of you guys, we do this like this, or someone to give me a copy, someone who is already here to give me a copy. Everything, like, it's just God.
Oh, thank you very much.
Like everything, I think it was just God, like guiding me, like that guiding star that. So I did all that, and guess what? Somehow things were happening so fast. That step of joining services and getting a job. I get a call from one of them called Lorraine.
Lorraine.
She told me there is this opportunity, but she put the but because she knows we nurses don't want to hear it. So she told me there is this opportunity, but it's a nursing home.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
Yeah, I think a lot of us in Africa don't really know much about nursing home.
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to a nurse's mind is nursing home. My skills are gone. Yeah. But she told me, okay, I'm going to give you some time to think about it. So I'm like, God, what do I do? This is when I start going on the net, searching and wanting to know what a nursing home is like, and especially in Ireland, what do they do and all. After seeing all that, I was still not convinced. But then I told myself, the goal is getting there.
Yes. When
I get there, we'll see.
Yes, that is it. Yeah, I usually tell a lot of people as well.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter where you start from, as long as you found your way here. Because when you find your way here, you're already into the system. you can achieve any other thing. The sky is the limit. You have a lot of time as long as you protect your peace, because that's the most important thing. So I say yes to it. So they told me it's St. Mary's. I got that with St. Mary's, telling me to prepare for the interview. There were loads of things. You're like, oh my God. The first thing that came to my mind was like, I've never faced whites. Will I listen to the accent?
Will I change my accent to posh?
And will I listen to what they're saying? Remember, it's an interview. It's 30 minutes. You have to. That is, you're selling yourself. That is the moment for you to sell yourself. But Services is good enough that it was following us up. Were you Services as well? Yeah, it followed us up. It gave us questions we should expect during the interview and all. So we even did was it a mock
interview? I remember.
Meanwhile, when I did the mock, I said I'm finished because Lauren told me I don't think you're good enough.
Same with me.
You're not ready. I felt it, guys. I got sick that night because it was in the evening around 5. After that, I just went and coiled in my bed.
It is finished.
I said it's finished, but I had 3 days.
Okay.
But the next morning I said, no, I've come from so far. I started remembering resitting the English test, all my money, sitting down to put my CV together twice.
Oh my God.
So I said, no way. The devil is a liar.
Back to sender.
We are village people. I'm going to do this. Lauren, of course, didn't get back to us again. She was just waiting for the interview day. 3 days. I watched videos on YouTube, make good use of videos on YouTube. Most of them, of course, talk about UK, but you can pick something. For instance, I picked lots of things. What would you do if a fall happened? Those things, conflicts, conflict management. Just look at those videos and have things in here. Confidence.
Yeah. Really important.
Confidence. Know how to talk about yourself. If they ask you your experience, make sure what you have on the CV is what, because they have a copy of the CV and they are looking at things.
Yeah, that's true.
They ask you, how do you manage your time? Tell us your routine. How is your day like? How does your day start on what? You should be able to say all these things because somehow you have written them in your CV, especially in that part where we have to write a narrative.
Yeah, the competence.
The competence. That is what they look at the most. And how many years of experience you've had. So just try to have these things at your fingertips. So the interview comes. I just kept praying, let my panel be good. The interview is you might be as good, but if the panel is not friendly,
that's true.
It's not a good thing. So the interview comes. It was a lovely panel, I would say. And it took less than 30 minutes. For me, I said God was just in this whole thing. And they even started it before my time. Because they told me it was 1:30, but Lauren told me we shall do, how do they say it?
Maybe
check to see everything. But guess what? When she called me at 12:30, at 1 actually, I thought she was doing the check. Guess what? When I picked her, I was on the streets walking, trying to find a quiet place. When I pick up, it's not even Lauren. I see a panel sitting.
Then what did you do?
I just rushed into an internet cafe.
Okay.
I just sat. I was in shock. I was like, oh my God. I said to myself, I told them, I'm sorry. I thought it was 1:30. But it's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's us. There are many of you, so we are just trying to do things as fast as possible. I sat. I said what I had to say. And that's the trick. When they ask you something, for instance, they ask me about rules of drug administration. Here's the first thing I told them. I know 5, but I know that in Ireland there are 10. And they were all like, they feel like, oh, you're really following up, like you're interested in the place you're coming in, so you're getting well versed. Like they shook their heads. They didn't even wait for me to mention the mere fact that I told them that we know 5. We all agree we know 5, but here they are 10. Then they asked me about falls. I told them. They asked me about conflicts. I told them what I had to tell them. And that was it. They didn't have anything else to ask me. I was like, okay, well, this is going on. Then they asked me to. Of course, I asked them the things that I had to ask. how fast they'll get back to us, because it's really so good to me, so that you don't look.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah. And that was it. And then after that, it was I think a week. I received a call from services, because it's services that told us that, hey, you've been chosen.
Oh my God.
Now I
Congratulations.
started looking at the planes in the skies.
So now I'm going to be flying.
But you guys, all this is a short story, probably wrapped up in a few minutes, but
It's actually
like how you
process.
when you're watching a movie and you're like, when am I getting to the end of this? That is how it is. Perseverance. There is nothing, even the Bible itself tells us to persevere as Christians. You have to persevere and have the faith. That is when you're going to make it there. So don't think having the sleepless nights today will not help. They'll pay back. Now that is not the end. Getting the job. Another hard. Now
RCSI.
exactly.
The RCSI aptitude test, guys.
Guys, this is either going to make or break you. That is it. Make or break you. All your efforts are going to be determined by your passing of the RCSI
aptitude test.
Coming to Ireland is not enough. But are you coming to Ireland to work as a nurse? Or you're going to start looking for other things so that because you don't want to go back home? Is it worth it? It's never worth it, because one, the cost of living is high. You need your wages as a nurse to survive. The wage might not be the best, but you survive.
Right, yes.
If you have a roof over your head, you can get yourself a decent meal, then, because if you can pay rent and eat, transport is cheap.
Yeah, transport is actually cheap.
Then you're able to save. Send money back home, and then if you're planning to bring your family,
start planning to bring your family.
You can save and start, But RCSI, this is my humble appeal. I was alone, but most of you are lucky. You have people like us, you have different groups, you have colleagues. Read. Things keep changing. Like I'll keep saying, this whole thing was God's plan, because when I arrived at the airport, guess what? I met one lady called Carol. Relating with people is also a good thing.
Yeah, it's good to relate actually.
When you go to a place or meet someone, just say hello. Hello. And you don't even have to initiate any other thing. I met Carol at Doha.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
because
you came through Qatar.
Yeah, I came through Qatar. I met her at Doha when we were checking in. She told me hello. I said hello, since we're all blacks. And that is it. I got on the flight. I didn't even know that our destination was the same. We met at the airport in Dublin.
In Dublin, after meeting
in Qatar. After that, I didn't see her again. When I was on the plane, I had 1 week to the exam. I had told myself I carried my laptop and all my notes that are summaries that I will read. I could not read. I just told myself this is time to reflect. When I got off the plane, we came when it was winter time, so it was dark. It was 6 a.m. but it was dark.
Really dark.
My luggage took quite some time, because the same plane that got me from Uganda is the one that brought me up to here. They didn't change. So, the first people, your luggage is at the end. So my luggage was one of the last to come, with my suitcase broken and all that. I was like, it's okay.
The most important thing is we are
here. I have one more hurdle to jump,
which is the exam.
Yeah, so when I came out, the person that welcomed me was holding my hand. I went to him. Nice gentleman. If you're coming through services, he's called Biju. That is the guy they use. Is it Biju that speaks to you?
I think it was Biju. Is it Biju?
Biju. He's a taxi guy.
Yeah, I think it's
And then
Biju.
Biju's like, oh, you're finally here. I'm like, wow, have you been waiting for me? She's like, yeah, I've been waiting. He's like, yeah, I've been waiting for you and your colleague, right? So I look at the colleague, and it's that lady.
Carol.
Yeah. I'm like, this is interesting. So he tells us to stand, take our pics, evidence to send to the agency that they're actually here. So we sit in the car. I tell her, I'm like, oh, I meet you again. She's like, yeah. I'm surprised. So she's like, are you a nurse? I'm like, yeah, I'm a nurse. She's like, where are you going to work? I tell her St. Mary's. And she's like, oh, even me St. Mary's. I'm like, oh, okay. This is getting interesting. I was frank with her. I told her, but you know what? I have one fear. She said, what is it? I told her, I'm not ready for the RCSI. Said, oh dear, are you on any group? I said no.
No group.
She asked me, are you from Zimbabwe? Because most people think it's either Zimbabwe or Nigeria.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I'm from Uganda. She's like, whoa, okay, there's no one else. I'm like, no. She's like, great. We have 1 week. That week can make a difference. I'm gonna add, give me your number. I'm gonna add you to the group. Now on arrival, they gave us Irish SIM, yeah. I was not even ready to change my number then, but I was forced to change it. Because that's the only way she was going to reach me.
Yeah, just to keep
I
in
changed
contact,
it. Day one, day two, she's not contacting me. I said, God, I'm finished. I just kept going on the website and watching videos. And before I knew it, somebody was sending me a request because I put that security thing where you can't just add me to a group. And it was her, and there was this group of Nigerians, and they started, you know, making me make presentations from no excuse. That is why I keep telling her, you don't have to over spoon feed them.
Yes.
On my first day, and they were just introducing me, they say, you're going to present this station. I was like, what?
I'm just only new here.
They say, just say anything. Anything, you know, even if you're just getting it from your head. And that is where I started from. And every single day I would make sure I present. And then outside the group, because the group doesn't run for the whole day or night. It's just a few hours. We would sleep at 1, 2, guys. It's okay to have the sleepless night.
Yeah, it's just for
the only time to rest
time
is
being
the day before the exam. But I can assure you, we still interested. So outside that, Carol would still, you know, call me to her place. Now when you're in Dublin, I'm staying in Dublin 7, she's staying in Dublin 15. I had to find my way there using the Google Map. Do
you know that when the bus came in, my bag, I forgot my bag in I forgot my bag when the bus. International passport, everything I had was in the bag.
Start learning now. Let them start using the Google Map from home. And here everyone minds their own business. You can even say, excuse me, as someone passes.
It's not as if they are rude.
No,
it's just
like, you know, their lifestyle, they're not like us. And there is no Okada that you tell the Okada man, take me here, even if you don't know the place. I got lost. I did what? But I'm like, I have to do this. I have to do this.
And your exams, you had your exams in few days.
In few days, and now yours is even going to be worse because you land on Friday and your exam is on the weekend. Now for us, we had a week because we were just coming out of that COVID thing of quarantine. So
it's advisable to prepare, to start preparing
just
early.
Prepare because we have one of us. She landed on Friday and the next day she was doing, and it depends on your agency to a CPL, because for us, services gave us a time, like make sure you're here between this date and this date. So it's also always good to land in earlier
so that you can settle in.
But all that is determined by your agency. If your accommodation is got early, but if it's not, then. But if you have friends or somebody you know, you can come in early actually, and they can accommodate you
for the period of the
so that you're not so, you know, that pressure also affects you so much. So we did all that. Carol was hard on me, but I understand why she was hard on me. I learned most of the things, especially the practical.
When you got in few days to the exam,
I did not know how the dressing set here looks like. we are used to our own. We make our own swabs, we make our own
we do
gauze.
everything. Yeah. But here
We
it's
use our
prepacked
own
and everything.
the artery faucet reusables and all. Here it's prepacked. How do you open it? Aseptic technique.
ANTT.
The IV, the way we the way we do it back home is not the way we do it here. Some of you might have even taken long without doing these things, because it doesn't mean that when you're in a hospital you do these things all the time. Just like it's going to be, I'm sorry for those of you that are going to a nursing home, you're not going to do these things, but it's okay. There's always time for you to do these things.
Yes.
We did all that on the Saturday. We went and did the MCQ. That was good. It's a walkover. If you have that, that the questions they change a bit, but most of the
it will help. Yeah,
what is it? 50?
I think it's 50.
Out of 150
or 70.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
You cannot fail.
Yeah.
150 MCQs, they want you to have 50. 65, 50. Like it's UK that's 75. Because before that I had already done that.
I think the
CBT of UK.
I think the RCSI is around 70%.
50.
That's very good. The main
unless it has changed now, I'm not updated.
Yeah. The main one is the OSCE.
Now the OSCE was the next day.
How many stations? 14 stations.
14.
Yeah.
I was like, we were used to 10.
Yeah.
We used to do 10.
10.
I'm like, 14. Those are 140 minutes. Isn't it?
Yeah.
10,
140
10.
minutes, yeah.
I'm like, okay, how do we do this? But teamwork. Because when I was with Carol, 2 other ladies were with us. We slept in the same house that day. We were together that day. Yeah? The moment we came from the practical, we rested a bit, had something to eat,
And started again. Yeah, that's good.
Because I know you will be tired, but you need to push further.
Yeah.
Because it's just this, I'm telling you, you don't want to take chances. You don't want to take chances. And even if you have to be referred, let it not be very many stations, because the more stations, the higher your chances of failing. Because it's already psychologically affecting you.
It's not even easy.
We did not sleep. I remember that day we slept at 2, and by 4
we were all awake.
we were up. Nobody even woke us up. The pressure was too much,
exam,
and the fact that you have to go to the exam venue early enough. Remember, you're new, you don't know the place, the transport.
Yes.
So we did all that. Next day we did. Personally, I made several blunders, and I actually came out of the test and I was like, God, it's you who started this work, and you're the one going to complete it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. I knew my first station was wound dressing. I blundered. But this is what I think I should have done, and I want to tell you guys. When you make a mistake and you realize it, say sorry, I should have done like this. So the assessor will know that, they will know that you know what to do, but it's just the nervousness.
Yeah.
So me, I would keep making these blunders and not saying anything. So how would the assessor perceive that? You don't know what you're doing. So like during the dressing, when I was opening my adhesive dressing, the one the protective one, it fell on the side, and part of it like attached the trolley. That was already not accepted anymore.
That means it's contaminated or something.
But I should have told her, I'm sorry, assessor, that I'm supposed to pick a new one. I did not do all those things.
And she kept quiet. She didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything. Sometimes you'll be lucky, and one of them will say maybe And it being the first station, it was my first station, and we were the first set. Because I'm sure with the others, she kept prompting them probably when she realized most of them are making mistakes. Because they also don't want very many people to fail a particular station. That was gone. I got out and I said, let me forget about it, because I have 13 to go. So if I keep thinking about the one, all the 13 will be down. Somehow, I do not know why they made practical stations my first. Because after getting out of the wound dressing, I went to the nebulization.
Oh my God! So you had all the
I did all the
station,
practice. Yeah. The nebulization, the wound dressing, the IV. But somehow, some people allowed, like especially when I was standing now reading my scenario, when I came out earlier, the one of the nebulization was making a lot of noise. So I was picking.
So you were picking the points. Actually, it helps when some people are you just start picking the points, so that when you get to the station, you know what to say.
I was picking the points. Long day. I had headache. It's cold. It was winter. No cardigan.
Yeah.
My hands were cold. You're using the sanitizer all the time. I did all of that. We came out, but I told Carol, I know I'm gonna be called back. She said, why do you keep saying that? I also meant blunders, because she kept telling me, can you believe on the nebulization station I didn't even read the prescription? She said she just went and opened the oxygen.
Wow. the tension, you know.
The tension. She's like, let's just, we were the first group for the year. And Maria, you're gonna be familiar with that name, told us everything has changed. So if we have come with our
with everything that has been crammed, just abandon it, because it's going to be a different
do not
thing
do
entirely.
it. Everything, but there is nothing outside the website that I'm going to ask you. It's all in there. It's just that you need to know how it's done, because the website just gives you notes, but how do you go about it? How do you summarize it? So hold on. I came out for Sunday. They say that it will be after 2 days. My dear, it's the next day.
Monday, you got it.
Monday. At around, guess what? The next day, I cannot forget. That was 24th January. When I was supposed to get the results. It's the same day I had my appointment for my GNI. So in my head, I'm like, so I'm going for this GNIB, but am I staying in Ireland? The GNIB was at 2. The result, now, just unless things have changed, if you ever get your results in the morning, you have been referred. The ones that have passed are given their results in the afternoon. They will start with those that have failed. My results came in at 11. I did not see the word congratulations.
Oh my God.
Now, I sat in my room. I said, do I need to go? Do I even have to go for this appointment?
How many stations were you referred to?
I was referred for 3 stations.
3. Wound dressing and
wound dressing, IV priming, and ISBA. I even asked myself, why did they refer me for ISBA? But then somebody told me that if they cannot refer you to come back and do 1 station. That's what I had. Because I felt like I did ISBA well. And then IV priming, I was kind of angry because the blunder was patient identification, you know, the rules of drug administration. The assessor told me a different name. You know the tension, you're not even listening. No, the assessor told me the right name but a different date of birth. And I just said, yes, assessor, I can confirm that. But on the wrist, it was different.
She wanted to actually know whether...
that was the blunder. So those 2, I'm like, okay. Expected. But ISBA, I'm like, okay, fine. It's okay. I had a week. Is it a week to receipt? A week, yeah. A week. I'm like, okay. I sat down and told myself, think about where you come from. How far?
Yes.
Now, is this the time to give up? Is this the time to start lamenting? Is this the time to cry? I didn't even shed a tear. I know people cry. But that was the beginning of my strength.
So you
that day, I took it in. That day, I even turned off my phone. It was a Monday. The next day, I called Carol. I told her, you know what? She's like, oh, your phone has been off. What's going on? Then I told her. She's like, don't worry. Carol had made it.
She's really good.
Yeah. So she's like, we have to do this. She even became harder. We got all the sets, we got all those every day. Now she did not come, we didn't even meet for that week. I went and picked these things and she told me, I want you to record yourself every day doing all the 3 sessions. Or everything. Talk to yourself, do the wound dressing, do the IV, and do the ISBA. Different scenarios. And send to me, I'll assess you. Every day, from Monday till Sunday. Because I did my thing on Sunday. I did it until Sunday at 4 a.m. That was the last video I sent her, you people. Because it was the determinant. I went in. When I got there, what gave me hope is that we were quite many.
There were many referrals for that period.
And to even make it sound better, 4 of them were nurses from the UK.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, if somebody from the UK can
fail this exam,
who am I?
see the hope you're giving. Oh my God.
But I told myself, this is it. This is it.
Wow.
I went in that room like I had gone for the final battle. Indeed, it was the final battle. I did everything I could. And this is what I told myself. 6 minutes, I'm done. 6 minutes. And believe me, every 6 minutes, I was done. This is actually kept the assessor that assessed me during wound dressing is the one that I phoned on the IV. And she was my namesake. She was actually called Brenda. And she told me, I remember you.
Brenda, you're here
she was
again.
like, you were the first one on wound dressing. This time I showed her my sister, I can do this.
Yeah.
I did. My first was IV, I finished. Second, wound dressing, I finished. Third, ISBA, I finished. Believe me, I walked out of that RCSI building knowing I had nailed it. Knowing I had nailed it. You know, I was even so excited that I felt like telling everyone that was passing me by. I was like, you know what? I went and did the exam, but I know I couldn't even wait. And the next day, once it clocked midday and I hadn't received an email, I even started dancing myself. I just knew it was a yes and amen. And at exactly 2 p.m., my results came back and it was a congratulations.
Wow.
You guys, delay is not denial. Failing the first time does not mean you cannot make it. Yeah? In anything, even these people that we see that inspire us today, they have been somewhere, they have failed. We've seen the stories of the Bill Gates. They were denied jobs, they didn't even go to school. That guy doesn't even have any degree. He's a school dropout, but see him, they are running the world. You can make it. Persistence, no effort goes in vain. This is our God watching. When he sees your efforts and your intentions that are pure, he is going to be with you. He is going to be with you, and this is how it is. And here I am, waiting for now 6 more months until my probation is done. You're going to be in different places. Some places it's 6 months. From our hospital where we are, it's 1 year. Even in there, you're going to get challenges, but you have to stand your ground and know what brought you. And that is it, and that is why I met people like yeah, so that is my story. It's my humble appeal. Encourage nurses to come over. Home is, as our profession, I don't know about Nigeria, but in my country, we are underlooked as nurses. We are not getting what we are supposed to get. It's not worth it. So that's why we are here. And when you come, you need to think big. Don't get comfortable. Me and her are always talking about going back to upgrade. You should be thinking in that line. Because the more your books, of course, the more the money and the less work.
That is it. The more you go, the less, the more the money,
that is what
and
we
the
are
less
looking
the stress.
At. That is what we are looking at.
And you feel more satisfied and fulfilled in your career. That not just on the ground level.
So for me, that's my short story. About 40 minutes, but it was 2 years. And here I am. And I just want to encourage more and more, especially from my place, from Uganda, they need to come. I'm trying
Ugandan
to contact.
nurses, please look at Ireland. Ireland is actually a place for you. We have Nurse Brenda here. She's ready to mentor you if you're ready, and you can also contact me as well.
Yeah.
You can contact us. You can say something.
Join
Comment,
the group. Join the group.
We have a group, Aspire Nurses Network International, where we can also assist with mentorship and some other things you might need. So it's just about us as nurses. It's about our growth. It's about what we can offer to humanity. That is who we are as nurses. So it's really nice chatting with Nurse Brenda today, and I believe everyone would have picked one thing or the other, including myself. I really picked a lot from your experience, because I don't think it's not everyone who is bold enough to come out to say, look at me, I failed this exam and I went in again and now I made it. So some people find it really hard to say it, to speak up when it comes to things like that. But for you to be able to come up to say it, it's really very, very encouraging, and I really commend you for that. So I wish you all the very best in your undertakings, in your career, henceforth from now going forward, and all the very best also in the remaining parts of your provision period. You are a very smart nurse. I've really worked with you, so you are very smart, and I know you are very diligent as well. So I know that one, the probationary period won't actually be a problem.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, for listening to us, for listening to our stories. Thank you, and you can also do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Aspire Nurses Network International, for more content. Thank you, and see you all live from Dublin, Ireland. We're saying bye.
Cheers. We can't wait to see you.
Cheers.
We're waiting for you. So don't give up.
Don't give up.
Bye.